Hello team, today's challenge is spoken time where we're given 2 degrees, 1 degree for the hour hand and 1 degree for the minute hand. We need to translate those into hours and minutes and then return some colloquial English strings, right? So we don't just say 3:00, we say 3 o'clock or 20 minutes past 5 or 2:07 and stuff like this. We need to figure all that out. Unfortunately, there is no tool inside of JavaScript that will do that part for us. But the first part, we should be able to knock out pretty quick. It's just math, okay? So we'll do the math part, then we'll figure out the string part and get it all done, okay? Over here, that first part looks like this. So we get the hours, okay? The hours are the hour angle divided by 30. Every 30 degrees on a clock is an hour mark. So hopefully that's making sense. That would be 360 divided by 12, right? So 30 gets us there. But there's a chance that this could be a floating number because it could be in between two numbers. We don't want that. We just want the floor, right? So we go math.floor, just like this. And for if it's 0, we want it to be 12. Well, 0 is falsy, so we can trick the system by using a logical OR and setting it to 12, which gets us exactly where we need to be for the hours, okay? With that, we can also do this part. So we have const minutes, just like this. That equals math.floor, sending it through as minute angle divided by a different number. In this case, it is 6, right? So 360 divided by 60 minutes is 6, and that's where we get that. So we have our hours, we have our minutes, and now we just need to format and send out our strings, okay? For that, I'm going to use a switch, just like this. I'm going to switch on the minutes, which gives me the opportunity to do those cardinal points, and then as a default, figure out everything else, okay? So here we have case 0, which is return the O clock, okay? So dollar here, hours, O clock, brilliant, okay? Doing that again, but for the 15 is quarter past, so quarter past the hour, removing the old clock, cleaning it up, excellent. Another 2, 1 for 30, right? 30 is going to be half past, like this, and 45 right here, 45 is going to be quarter to the hours plus 1, because it's the next hour. We're heading towards the next hour, so we need to add 1 there. And then, of course, our default right here, our default is for anything that isn't one of these 4 numbers, which is a lot of them because there are 60, right? So for this, we return something else. That something else needs to determine whether it's past or to, okay? Past or to is where we need to go. So minutes greater than 30 is the 2, right? So we're going to do something right here, not like that. There we go. Otherwise, we're going to do something else. And the something else is the easier of the 2 to do. So let's do that. That's going to be minutes, which is kind of weird. The minutes, right? This is the number. This is the string. Past the hour. So dollar, not like that. Come on. Hours, like that. Okay. Grabbing this all, copying it, bringing it up, pasting it in because we want to change. So for this minutes, it's going to be 60 minus minutes. That gets us the flip side of the circle, right? The second half of the circle, 60 minus minutes. And then just like quarter 2, we had plus 1 and we changed past to 2 and it works. It even works with that weird thing that I forgot to delete. So getting rid of this, excellent, okay? The thing that I don't like about this is the fact that we've hard-coded these strings in. It makes it kind of hard to localize things. We'd have to create a localized function for everything. I feel like maybe there might be some polymorphism in there. So breaking that out in some way is a good plan. I'm not exactly sure what that looks like, but as a start, I might try something like this, okay? Where I take this entire switch statement, cut it away. It's going to go away. We're going to do something different. Right here, I'm going to create time map, okay? That's going to be a new map, just like this. We're going to send through all this data, deleting this thing and deleting the switch because we don't need that, and working on these cases. Okay, so case, 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 getting it, deleting it, going to the end, and jumping ahead for all of this stuff. Okay, which means that now we have the cardinal points with a comma and this. This wants to be a function because we want to pass in hours. Okay, just like this. So now we have those cardinal points. We still need to wrap it up in square brackets because that's what the map wants, and the comma. Hopefully that's making sense. Basically, we just took what we had in the switch statement up here, right? Case 45, returning this. We did 45 as the key and returned a function that returns that string. So we're able to pass in our hours. And then we need to take care of the default. For the default, I take this part, cut it away because that's going to be inside of the function, okay? And then, of course, cleaning this up, we're going to wrap this in brackets and in quotes and creating that function. So this time it's hours and minutes, just like this. Sending it through, pasting all that stuff in. Excellent. A little bit of cleanup because I noticed that my indents are a little bit funny there, but there it is. Same information, just a little bit different. And in theory, I could have different maps for different locales, which gives me the opportunity to do something like polymorphism or something else. I can swap these in and just do it. I can also build into this. I can test it, right? So each one of these individual items is now testable by itself. I don't need to run the entire function to get that done, right? So very easy to figure out where bugs are if you can isolate tests that way, okay? With that, we are down here. Again, we return. What do we return? Well, we return time map, spelling it right, time map dot get, and we get what? Well, we get the minutes, right? Because that's what we're doing. The minutes will line up with this, which means that we can pass in our hours, right? And here's the key, right? Here's the first thing where minutes, again, there's only 4 of these cardinal points, which means that I have, 56 opportunities to get this wrong, right? Which means that right here, I should do optional chaining just to make sure that if I do get undefined back, which I will for 54 times, right? I will do that. If I do get undefined back, it will not trigger this function, which would throw an error, right? So that doesn't make any sense. So a little bit of optional chaining there, and then some nullish coalescing to get it done, where we go timemap.get. What are we getting? Well, now we get the default. Unfortunately, there's no way to call that default automatically. We have to call it on our own, which is what we do here. We are absolutely guaranteed to get that because, hey, we made the thing, right? Which means that we don't need any optional chaining here. We can just pass in hours and minutes, okay? At which point, it all still works. And I think that this is a stronger path. I don't know if it's 100% accurate, right? I feel like there's still work to be done here. Maybe map is wrong. Maybe we should go with options or something like that. Or maybe a class system, right? Where all this could be inside of a class. And that would really open up polymorphism for us, okay? So with that, we start to think about how we might localize these, right? And that's the important part. And again, being able to pull these out and test them individually, it makes my heart sing. Basically, I like that. So this is where I would live with it, but there's nothing wrong with this, right? So we started out, we calculated those angles. Regardless of what we do, we need to translate the angles into hours and minutes. So that's exactly the same for both these. And then how we go about returning those strings becomes key. Do we do it in line with this, or do we break it out like this? I'm partial to the second one. Maybe you like the first one. Maybe you went a completely different way. And that is perfectly okay, because not every solution, just hopefully one good solution, right? Let me know in the comments if you did go a different way, if you want to share that, if you like this, if you hate it, all that good stuff. Otherwise, for today, this has been Spoken Time, and I will see you tomorrow.